The first day of Donald Trump's criminal trial has begun. Prosecutors say the former US president illegally concealed payments made to an adult film actress to hide an affair. Trump has pled not guilty to the charges and says he's the victim of political persecution. He's running again for the White House this year. Trump is the first US president in American history to face a criminal trial. And he's been speaking. Let's have a listen in.
Where's Melania? Thank you very much. I just want to say before we begin, these are all Biden trials. This is done as election interference. Everybody knows it. I'm here instead of being able to be in Pennsylvania and Georgia and lots of other places campaigning. And it's very unfair. Fortunately, the poll numbers are very good. They've been going up because people understand what's going on. This is a witch hunt and it's a shame. And it comes out of Washington. It's in coordination with Washington, everything, including the DA's office. It's in coordination with Washington. I just want people to understand that this is done for purposes of hurting the opponent of the worst president in the history of our country. Second of all, we have another trial going on right now. That's Letitia James. She campaigned on the fact that I will get Trump, I'm going to get Trump. And it has to do with a bond of $175 million. First of all, she doesn't want me to participate with financial companies in New York. So we have a company, I guess, based in California. It's a bonding company. And I put up $175 million in cash. But she says the bonding company's not good. She doesn't like the bonding company because she doesn't know if the collateral is good. And I put up $175 million in cash, and she's questioning the bonding company. Well, when you put up cash, and the number is 175, which is what we're supposed to be putting up, but I give it in cash, she shouldn't be complaining about the bonding company. The bonding company would be good for it because I put up the money. And I have plenty of money to put up, but nobody is going to be putting up with this. Nobody is going to be listening or coming to New York anymore. Businesses are going to be fleeing because people are treated so badly. It's got to be the most unfriendly place to do business, and that's why businesses are leaving and people are leaving as migrants come in and take over our parks and our schools and everything else. So on the Letitia James case, she's the worst attorney general in the country, by the way. On Letitia, and she keeps a lot of business out of New York, and businesses that are here are leaving. And that means jobs and a lot of revenue. Somebody's going to step in, the governor, or somebody has to step in and do something because your businesses are fleeing. But on Letitia James, the money was put up, it's $175 million. And I don't think she's complaining about me for the first time ever. She's complaining about the company. But why would she be doing that when I put up the money? So I just want you to know that that's taking place in front of an extremely crazed judge who's the most overturned judge in New York State. He was overturned 4 or 5 times on that case alone. That's, you know who it is. I don't have to mention names. I want to be nice. I want to be very nice. But a thing like that, and a thing like what's going on right here should never be happening. It's a very, very sad day in America, I can tell you that. Thank you very much.
Well, Kristen, Saloomey is outside the court in New York. So, Kristen, what do we expect from this trial?
Well, former President Donald Trump arrived here at the courthouse behind me a short time ago. He was greeted by a couple dozen protesters who take a very different view to his claims of election interference. They were holding signs and chanting, "No one is above the law." In the courthouse behind me, the judge, Juan Merchan, is giving instructions to the jury at this time, and we expect very soon opening statements from both sides in this case as they lay out the charges against Donald Trump and the defense that they plan to give. Prosecutors will follow opening statements by calling the witnesses that they hope will convince jurors that Donald Trump, in the run-up to the 2016 election, falsified business records to hide these payments that were made to Stormy Daniels, the actress, to cover up an affair. And one of the key witnesses that we're expecting to hear from first is a tabloid CEO, David Pecker, who has admitted to purchasing stories, the rights to stories that could have been damaging to Donald Trump in the run-up to that 2016 election, and then not publishing them as a form of protection Other key witnesses we expect to hear from: Stormy Daniels, the actress herself, who received $130,000 in order to not tell her story about an alleged affair with Donald Trump. Trump denies it ever happened. We also expect to hear from Michael Cohen, his former attorney, who is the one who made the payment to Stormy Daniels. Donald Trump will claim that he was making legal payments. His defense expected to argue that he had no knowledge of the recording of those payments. And this is all expected to play out over the next 6 weeks or so. The key question remains, will Donald Trump himself take the witness stand? And in the opening this morning, before the jury got in, before the jury began getting instructions, the judge did warn Donald Trump that if he takes the stand, that he will be open to questions about other cases that would otherwise be off limits. So it remains to be seen whether Donald Trump will defy legal advice and take the stand in his own behalf. He has said that he's willing to do that.
Hey, Kristen, give us a sense of how this is resonating with voters with the upcoming election.
Yeah, it's a great question. It has become a centerpiece of Donald Trump's campaign, the notion that he is being persecuted by the Democratic Party. This case was brought by a local district attorney for Manhattan. He's not a federal official. He's not directly affiliated with the White House in any way. But this has been the refrain, that Democrats are out to get him. But a poll from Associated Press that came out in the last week suggests that about half of voters say if he is convicted in this criminal case, the first of 4 that he is facing, that they don't think that he should be president. So that puts a lot of pressure on this jury to consider the case before them. It took a week to select 12 jurors who would listen to this case and decide whether or not Donald Trump did commit this crime. If he's found guilty, it doesn't stop him from running for president. But the question is, will voters still want to vote for a convicted criminal? And at this stage, it looks like this could be the only criminal case that's resolved before the election come November.
Right. Kristen, thanks for that. Kristen Saloomey in New York.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.